Hello everybody, we are continuing with Petichah, LeChokmat, HaKabbalah. We're in verse Tetvav, 15, but I think it will be wise that we repeat a little bit what we did in 14, because it's a bit complicated, it's a bit profound, a lot of subject. We'll start talking about the Or Choser, and the Or Choser is helping us to understand the whole concept of what happened to the desire, the original desire, that what we call Bchina Dalet, or the fourth phase, strongest desire, you can call it Malchut. So what do we do? How do we fix that issue? In one way, the light want to give everything. The blessing want to come from above to below. On the other hand, there is a disaffinity between the receiver and the giver, because for the purpose of unification, you need to have an affinity. And if the light want to give to the receiver, to the vessel, and the vessel is not able to receive because there is a big difference between the two forces, we have a problem, we have a blockage. So for that reason, there is something that takes a place called tzimtzum. מה זה צמצום? What is צמצום? שהפריד הבחינה הדלת הנ"ל. They separate that fourth phase, מן פרצופי הקדושה, from the holy system, or the holy faces as you call it here, באופן שמידת גדלות הקבלה היא נשארה מבחינת חלל פנוי וריקן בקולו. And that desire to receive become a vacuum, become empty from any kind of light, and the holy system, or the holy faces, came with the curtain which is fixing everything in their malchut, that they will not receive never again in Bchina Dalet, in that aspect of the desire. And that's what we did last time. So what happened in the holy system? So first we know that there is a holy system and there is an impure system. The impure system still won't use the desire to receive, the surface desire, the old desire. And for that reason, it's created a blockage and disaffinity between the light and the receiver. Where the holy system work together, the parts of him, in there we're using a masach. We're using a curtain, and that curtain return the light back, la'achorav, and this is called Or Choser. Or Choser translates into returning light or reflecting light, whatever. It doesn't matter the name, just if you have the understanding, that's more important than the name. But Or Choser. Again, why do we call it Or Choser, returning light? Because the light coming all the way to the desire, and the desire is reflecting it back. I'm still in Yudalet, so we didn't start anything new. I'm just repeating everything. כי אותו חלק האור נדחה לאחוריו, נקרא אור חוזר. And so what happened to that returning light? That's become the actual vessel, because you don't have vessel, you don't have desire. The original desire that was established from the time of creation is no longer can be used because of the tzimtzum, because of the disaffinity between the light and the desire. So for that reason, we are creating, in a way, a new system. And the way you can receive is by pushing the light that comes to you back to its roots, to the shosho. And by doing it, you have Or Choser Olet, meaning light coming from you, or from the masach, from the curtain, all the way up. And that light that go up become the clothing, la'albish et ha'or elyon, to clothe or to give system that will manifest the upper light, but it's only manifest one aspect of the light. It's called shosheh kelim, the beginning or the seed level of the blueprint of the vessel, but it's not yet a vessel. That's it, because the vessel, every system is building from rosh doch sof, from head, from middle, and from end. So the Or Choser, the first Or Choser, the first returning light, only build the rosh. After that, the next system down, that Or Choser that we push back will go through the area, what we call the forbidden area, because you're not supposed to receive anything there. But because now you did it for the sake of sharing, when you say, I don't want it, now the same light coming in, it can be tlapshut, it can be clothing, and for that reason we have shosheh kelim or rosh, from the returning light. Then the same returning light that create clothing for the direct light is going through the masach, through the curtain. Even the curtain first was pushing it away. And the reason the curtain pushed it away, because any direct light that will come into Malchut again, into the receiving again, into the B'china Dalet, the fourth phase again, cannot enter. That's the rules. Otherwise, it's impure system. The pure system say, I don't want nothing for myself, only if I can share it back. So here we share it back, and for that reason, the new light that coming, or the same light that coming together with the clothing, is now can go through the Malchut, through the curtain, and through that we build the goof of the system. The goof being the body. So by pushing it up, we build the shorashim, or shosheklim, or rosh, if you wish. Okay, I think that's what we did last time. Yeah. Okay. So there is no vessel until the light goes through the curtain, through Malchut, and down. Because pushing the light above creates shosheklim. You get the roots of the vessel. So what's the difference between those two types of vessels? Shosheklim meaning the roots of the vessel, meaning potential, the seed level. But you cannot do a lot with the seed. If you want to have a vessel, you need to have something that can contain something. The concept of vessel has been established in the rosh, in the head, when you push the light away. Okay, I know it's a bit confusing for some of you, but we're going to move into Tetvav, and we take it from there. I think Tetvav Tetzayin will make it clear 15 and 16. So I'm going to read in Hebrew and then translate and do the best I can to make sure it's clear for everybody. ט"ו, הרי שנעשו בחינת כלים חדשים ופרצופים לקדושה במקום בחינת דלת אחר צמצום א'. So after that צמצום, after that contraction, restriction, whatever name you want to give it again, but you need to know what צמצום א'. First צמצום. Why do we call it first צמצום? Because there is another צמצום that come after that. We didn't study about it yet, but there is another. הרי שנעשו בחינת כלים חדשים בפרצופים לקדושה במקום בחינת דלת אחר צמצום א'. שהם נעשו מאור חוזר של זיווג דאקה במסך. So how those system or those partsofim of holiness established in the fourth phase where there is desire to receive is, they were created from a DNA that called a returning light. ויש אמנם להבין את האור חוזר הזה, we need to understand that returning light. איך הוא נעשה לבחינת כלי קבלה? How does the returning light become a receiving? After all, it's only light. אחר שהוא מתחלתו רק אור הנדחה מקבלת ונמצא שמשמש תפקיד הפוך בעניינו עצמו. Because say Ravash, like, because this whole idea of that returning light, it's only a light that came to share from above to below and was pushed away because the vessel decided to do the tzimtzum, not to receive. It's almost like I'm closing my eyes, but the light's still in the room. The light never went away, but my eyes are closed. So if my eyes are closed, is the light still here? Yes. So that light that was coming into the vessel, and now the vessel kind of closed the eyes and pushed it back, איך הוא נעשה לבחינת כלי קבלה, אחר שהוא בתחילתו, הכל נדחה בקבלה ונמצא שבש תפקיד הפוך. So how can that be? That light becoming now the receiving aspect is just a light. ואסביר לך במשל מהויות דאי עלמא. The way I can explain to you, say רבי יהודה אשלג, is by example from our life. כי מטבע האדם לחבב ולהוקיר מידת ההשפעה. We already know, it's a fact, that the human being love to share. All human beings love to share. Even the people that we call them selfish, love to share. כי מטבע האדם לחבר ולהוקיר מידת ההשפעה, הוא מאוס ושווה בינם מידת הקבלה בחברו. And what we don't like is to be depending on our friend and receive from them. לפיכך, הבא לבית חברו והוא מבקשו שאוכל אצלו. Person who go to his friend's home and he asks him to eat from his food, הרי אפילו בעת שהוא רעב יותר יסרב לאכול. Even when he's starving and he's hungry, usually normal human being will say no, I don't want to eat. אכן בעת שחברו מרבה להפציר בו ושהוא מספיק. But if his friend is pushing him again and again and again to eat, דיינו עד שיהיה גלוי לו לעיניים שיצא לחברו טובה גדולה עם אכילתו זו, until he realized that he's doing a favor to his friend by eating his food, הנה אז מתרצה ואוכל אצלו. Then he agreed to eat in his friend's home. כי כבר אינו מרגיש את עצמו למקבל מתנה. He no longer feel like he's receiving a gift. ואת חברו למשפיע. And he doesn't feel that his friend is the one who give or is the one who influence. אלא להפך, the opposite. כי הוא המשפיע ועושה טובה לחברו לידי קבלתו ממנו את הטובה הזאת. By him receiving from his friend, he's doing a favor to his friend, and for that reason, he is the one who gives. He's no longer the one who receives. ואינך מוצא, so you found here, in this example, שהגם שהרעב התאבון הוא כלי קבלה ומיוחד לאכילה, ואדם הוא היה לו רעבון, תאבון פתאום לקבל סעודה לחברו, עם כל זה, so here we learn something very interesting. Even that he was hungry and he have appetite to eat all the food and he want everything to eat as much as he can, he couldn't taste nothing or for what his friend offered him because he had something called busha, shame. What is that shame? We didn't discuss it yet. אלא שחברו מתחיל להפציר בו. When his friend start to push him to eat, והוא הולך ודוחה אותו, and he's pushing his friend, הרי אז התחיל להתרקם בו כלי קבלה חדשים על האכילה. By pushing his friend away and the food away, now is developing new type of vessels of receiving. כי כוחות ההפצרה של חברו, the begging of his friend to eat, וכוחות התחייה שלו בעת שהולכים ומתרבים, and he refused to eat, סופם להצטרף לשיעור מספיק המהפכים לו מידת הקבלה למידת השפעה. That become, if it's with right quality, an amazing way to be able to receive what his friend want to give him. עד שיוכל לצייר בעיניו שיעשה טובה. Until he reach a level that he's doing a favor to his friend by eating. ונחת רוח גדולה לחברו באכילתו. שרק נולדו לו כלי קבלה לסעודת חברו, because now he give birth to new vessels of the meal of his friend. ונבחן עתה שכוח התחייה שלו נעשה לעיקר כלי הקבלה לסעודה, ולא הרעב והתאבון. So now he replaced the hunger and the appetite that he has when he came to his friend's house with refuse to receive any food. So there is two types of receiving force. One type of receiving force is your hunger. You want something. You can't let go. That's the impure system. Then you have the pure system, partsufek dusha, when you push away that offer that your friend has been offering you, in this case it's the food, and through that you are receiving the food, but you are doing it for the sake of sharing with your friend. You give him a favor, you do to him a favor, so he will be happy. ומדמיון הנ"ל בין אדם לחברו, and from this example, אפשר להבין עניין הזיווג דאקה. We can understand that one of the deepest concepts of Kabbalah called zivug da'aka. Zivug means togetherness or binding. Aka'a means hitting, la'akot, hitting. So there's many ways to translate it. I think some people say binding, like binding something by striking. Okay, I like to use the word zivug. Is not binding because that's akedah. So zivug will be connecting, fusion to collision. I like it. Okay, fusion to collision. Okay, we can use that. Or connecting through hitting. Okay, well, whatever. La'akot is to hit. But I hope everybody understands it. That's the most important thing. If you understand it, then use your own words. ואת האור חוזר עולה על ידו שהוא נעשה כלי קבלה חדשים בנור העליון. מבחינה ד'. Now we can understand that there is a new aspect of how to receive the light is by pushing it away. כי עניין ההכאה של אור העליון המכה במסך רוצה להתפשט מבחינה ד'. The light that hitting the curtain above the מבחינה ד', above the fourth face. Fourth face represents the strongest desire. יש לדמותו לענייניו צרה לאכול אצלו. It's similar to the idea that his friend wants the other person who come as a guest to eat in his house. We have the friend and the guest. So the friend talk to the guest, say, I want you to eat in my house. That's the הפצרה. הפצרה meaning forcing his friend to eat. כי כמו שהוא רוצה מאוד שחברו יקבל את צורתו, his desire is for his friend to receive his meal. כן אור העליון רוצה להתפשט למקבל. Same thing, the light of the creator want to be shared with the receiver. בניין המסך המכה באור מחזירו לאחוריו, and the curtain that preventing us from receiving that light and pushing it back to where it came from, יש לדמותו לדבר התחייה והסירוב של חברו לקבל את סעודתו. We can imagine that to the being refusing and restricting and preventing myself from eating that meal, כי דוחה את טובתו לאחור, because you're pushing that favor, that good things, that good food backward. כמו שתמצא כאן, אשר דווקא סירוב התחייה נתהפכו ונעשו לכלי קבלה נכונים לקבל את סעודת החברו. Actually, what you learn here, that by you pushing it away, you just created a new vessel, a new container to be able to receive it in a holy way. And that's the way to receive. כן תוכל לדמות לך כי האור חוזר עולה על ידי העתקת המסך, בתחייתו את האור העליון, הוא נעשה לכלי קבלה חדשים על האור העליון. As you can learn here, that refusing, that restriction, that's pushing away, become the new vessel to receive all the light from above to below. במקום בחינה ד', instead of having the בחינה ד', the original desire that was created by the creator, which that desire was not being used correctly, and for that reason we cannot use it after צמצום, ששימשה לכלי קבלה מטרם צמצום א'. The original desire was activated before the צמצום, before the contraction, first contraction. אמנם זה נתקן רק בפרצופי קדושת דאביה. That system was only relating to the system of holiness within אצילות בריאה יצירה עשייה, emanation, creation, formation and action. But in the system and the phases of the klipot, of the universe of the klipot, and בעולם הזה, and in this world where we're living, and that's שבהם משמש הבחינה ד' עצמה לכלי קבלה, and we're living in a place that we receive through בחינה ד'. We're living in a place which is illusion. As בחינה ד' is everywhere. The desire to receive for oneself alone, selfishness is everywhere. ועל כן הם נפרדים מאור העליון כי השינוי צורה של בחינה ד' מפריד אותם. For that reason, every time we receive something here, or every time we want something, we separate ourselves from the light. ועל כן נבחנים הקליפות וכן הרשעים לבתים. For that reason, the חכמים, the sages call the klipot, the negative forces, and the wicked people to dead people. They don't consider them alive. Why? כי הם נפרדים בחיי החיים. Because they are separate from the real life. How they separate? על ידי הרצון לקבל שבהם כנ"ל. באות י"ג. Because they separate, because they're busy with their own simple desire the way it was before.